If you've been living with fibromyalgia for a while, you've probably tried a lot of different things. Different advice, different treatments, different people telling you what might help. And after a while, it can start to feel exhausting because you're doing your best, but things still aren't quite where you want them to be. So before we go any further, I want to show you something really simple, but it completely changes how you approach all of this. So this graphic shows the world that influences you. The circle in the middle, this is you. And then around that, we've got different layers. Firstly, the people closest to you. These will be your partners, your family, the people you live with day to day. Next, you've got your daily environment. So this might not be every single day, but these are the people who are around you a lot of the time. And they could be your work colleagues, people that you see regularly. And then there's the wider connections that you have, people that you might see once a month to a couple of times a year. So this could be extended family, family members that you see on occasions, friends or acquaintances. And then there's everything else, the wider world. Now we're talking about your city, the city where you live, your nation, and the wider world environment as well, society in general. Now, most of us naturally end up looking outwards when we're struggling. We look to doctors, to advice, to other people, hoping that something out there is going to be the thing that finally helps. We even look to other people to give us the care and support that we're longing for. And that kind of support does matter. But here's the shift that made the biggest difference for me. Real lasting change with fibromyalgia starts here, in the center, within you. Not because you're on your own and not because support isn't important, because this is where your thoughts are, your reactions, your routines, your energy, your beliefs, your emotions. This is where your day-to-day life is actually shaped. And this is the part that you have most influence over. I don't want to pressure you that it's all down to you. But that is where your power is. For me, there was a point where I realized I was still looking outside of myself for things to change. I thought if something else improved, maybe in my environment, or someone else understood more, or I had more money, then things would get easier. But the real shift came when I started focusing on what was going on inside, what I believed, how I was responding, what I was doing day to day. And as I started changing those things, something interesting happened. The relationships around me started to feel easier too. Not because other people suddenly changed, but because I did. I was thinking about myself more. I was becoming more self-aware. I was observing myself. I was really looking inward for the first time. And this is really important. Focusing on yourself like this is not selfish. It's not about ignoring other people or abandoning them. It's about recognizing that when you are more steady, more supported within yourself, more self-aware, everything around you feels different too. And when we're living with a chronic illness, we have to start in this place in order to have more better days ahead. Now, we all know what it's like to be around someone who's having a really hard day or time. And the same is true the other way around. You're not being selfish. You're focusing on yourself so that you can be better. And that's only going to have a positive impact on people around you. So what we're going to focus on is this center of ourselves. Not in a pressured way, not in an overwhelming way. I don't want you to become obsessed about it. But step by step, looking at the small things that actually shape our daily experience, because that's where real change begins. I know this isn't easy because I found it very difficult to focus on myself. I was so used to ignoring myself and ignoring all the pain and difficulty that I was feeling in my body. So if focusing on yourself feels difficult right now or uncomfortable in any way, you're not alone in that. Just let me know in the comments and I can set something up so we can work through that barrier, either through a community post or through another video. For this week, what I'd like you to do is think about and reflect on what's been said in this video, and put your comments below, any thoughts that you've had, anything that's come up for you. And remember, you've also got access to the community page if you want to talk about anything on there. I and this community are here to support you. So until next time, take care of yourself and be well.